Welcome, everybody. I'm Joe from the Game House. Today we'll be doing a Seattle Seahawks 2025 NFL mock draft. The Seattle Seahawks are up in our 2025 NFL mock draft series. As a reminder, we'll be doing every NFL team once before free agency and then once after free agency. Before we get to the 2025 NFL draft, Seahawks are up at pick number 18. We'll be using the NFL mock draft database simulator because I like the way it meshes big boards from across the internet together to make their own big board, and we'll be rejecting all trades to keep it as reasonable as possible because some of these mock draft simulators can be kind of wild with some of the trades they'll allow. So pick number 18 for the Seahawks. Maybe not the best season in Mike Macdonald's first year as head coach. With this pick, I think I'm going to end up liking him a lot better when we get to draft time than a lot of other people. But I'm going to go Jalen Walker, the edge rusher out of Georgia. I think when people have had him as ranked as high as like top 3 or 5 in the class, I don't know if I'll be that high on him, but he's very athletic. He played off-ball linebacker at Georgia, but had better success rushing the passer. So much like Micah Parsons' career path, at least in that regard. And there's still time to improve the offensive line later. Now, once it's to take a quarterback, I think they'll probably still roll with Geno. I would not rule out getting a quarterback at some point during the draft, but I think second round might be a little bit too high given what they have. I'm going to go Cameron Williams with the 50th overall pick. Uh, Abraham Lucas has not played the best at right tackle. Cameron Williams has experience playing right tackle. Still a little bit raw, but I think you can maybe get the most out of him. You could also shuffle that offensive line around a little bit to get the best people available to be on there. All right, so next pick up, we have pick number 82. Already have an offensive lineman, already have an edge rusher. Wants us to take a defensive lineman, possibly a TJ Sanders. Um, I might go for one more outside corner. I might go for Max Hairston because they have Ahkello Witherspoon, they have Tariq Woolen, but getting one more corner and having those three would be really good. And defensive line, I think, is something they don't need as bad as they're saying in this one. So, I don't know. For that reason, I'm going to go Max Harrison, a guy who could end up going first round. Really good ball skills out of Kentucky, an aggressive corner the way he plays. So, kind of get a need where they don't have it that way, but I think you could have a really good secondary if you have Max Harrison in there. You already improved the offensive line. You already improved the pass rush. You kind of improving levels of both offense and defense. We kind of go through this draft. So, we'll see. I picked 137, what we can do. This one, it wants me to take some of the positions you already taken, but I'll go with Dylan Fairchild, the interior offensive lineman from Georgia. Georgia has three different interior offensive linemen in this draft. I think all of them could be decent starting players in the pros. Might take some time for Fairchild to develop, but that offensive line, if it can get better, it could really help the skill position players on this offense for the Seattle Seahawks. Gino played pretty well last year, but I think there's not up to his potential from the past years, definitely. So I think there's definitely things they can do in this draft to help him out. With the next pick, they want me to take safety. I'm not sure that's necessarily what they want to do. I'm going to go Cody Simon, the linebacker out of Ohio State. Kind of bided his time there at Ohio State, waited his time, and got his chance this past year and ran with it. Which leaves us some opportunities here in the middle rounds to take other positions after we take linebacker. I think I'm going to take Kyron Lacy, the wide receiver out of LSU. Now, there is some legal trouble he's going through right now, so that'll have to be checked out. But get another wide receiver. Tyler Lockett is aging. You do have DK Metcalf, and you do have Jackson Smith and Jigba, but I think he offers something a little bit different that they can look at. With the next pick, let's go Richard Smith, the running back out of SMU. The reason I say that is they have Kenneth Walker, they have Zach Charbonnet, but Richard Smith is a former receiver. I think his receiving abilities out of the backfield could be really good for this team and offer something different. And you're getting him at pick 212, so it's not like you're expecting him to take those guys' jobs. He's just kind of going to give you a different look and possibly be able to play special teams for him. With the last pick, let's go with Ty Hamilton, the defensive lineman out of Ohio State, and improve the interior line depth. I think he's a guy who could end up making the roster, played pretty well for Ohio State this past season. So let's go back through the draft and see what we have here. Pick number 18, Jalen Walker falls to us. Got to take him at that point. Needs more pressure on the quarterback next year. I think he could be a really good player for them on the edge. Cameron Williams, the offensive tackle out of Texas, at pick number 50, could really help that right tackle spot if they want to move on from Abraham Lucas. Cornerback Max Hairston is the pick at 82. A good aggressive player with good ball skills. Dylan Fairchild, the interior offensive lineman from Georgia. Cody Simon, the linebacker from Ohio State. Kyron Lacy, the wide receiver out of LSU. Richard Smith, the running back out of SMU. And Ty Hamilton, the defensive lineman out of Ohio State. Let me know what you think of this mock draft down in the comments below. We'll be doing more for each team before we get to the 2025 NFL draft. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.